Welcome to Chasing Fabulous, the show where we dive into the fun and exciting world of luxury, style, and sophistication. Join us as we explore what it really means to live a fabulous life, from amazing places to inspiring people and unforgettable experiences. Get ready to be hooked as we uncover the essence of fabulousness in every episode. Each adventure brings new stories and surprises, showing you how to add a touch of fabulous to your own life. Let's chase down the extraordinary together.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Chasing Fabulous. It's Monica and Linda.
Hello everybody.
Oh, we are more than excited today. What show is it?
Okay.
18,
number 56.
Shit. I don't know how we did that. Thank you,
'Cause
Ernie.
I told you, because we're having fun. When you're having fun, you
I know.
just having a good time.
I know.
Right?
We got to get to what we did last week because we have an amazing person on the show today that we're very excited about. So what did we do last
Well,
week?
I had a very busy weekend. You know, I had
Oh
that
my God,
wedding
you went everywhere.
with 390 people.
Yeah, what is that deal?
Oh my God.
At Bethpage Country Club, right?
Yeah, the Heritage it's called. But I mean, it's a typical Italian wedding. You know how we are.
Yeah, typical
you know.
400-person Italian wedding.
It was a lot of fun. You know, I said we were going to be the old people in the back.
Yeah.
You know, but the speaker was right behind us.
Oh my
It was
God.
like, oh shit.
I
But it
know.
was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun. Then I had a birthday party, then another birthday party. But then the other one was on the Long Island Sound. That was nice, the
yeah.
birthday party in Northport. Northport's nice.
Yeah.
We got to get out more.
I know.
We got to get out of Nassau
Listen,
County and go
we're,
out.
We're very
to the-
busy.
I know,
I'm just
but
saying we're very
I
busy.
think it's time to get in the car and go
We're
and
not that
check out
busy.
new restaurants and just,
Yeah.
come on, let's go.
We got to expand into Suffolk. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
we got to
the
expand
North
into Suffolk
Shore
or maybe
is
the
just-
Bronx.
No, I'm not going to the Bronx. I'm going to the Bronx.
We could go to the Bronx.
We could go to the Bronx. My husband's from the Bronx, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what I did.
Go to that
I
restaurant
don't
in
think I did
Staten
anything.
Island, Nona's. Did you watch Nona's yet?
I watched it and then I watched it again.
But you know what? They're only open on the weekends. And we're never
Oh.
going to get in there. Like
Oh.
Mark wants to book. I said, book it now.
Yeah.
Because we're getting the whole family to
Right.
go. As we were talking about
Right,
at
did
the
you
wedding.
guys see that movie known as? If you didn't see it on Netflix, you
Oh
got to
my
watch
God,
it because
it's
it is
hysterical.
fantastic. And it's a real restaurant on Staten Island.
Yeah. And now he's got chefs from all over the world. Originally, it was
Yeah.
just the Italian ladies
Yeah.
and Nona's.
But you know who was saying that to us the other day? That they have chefs from all over the world. Does that mean that sometimes it's not Italian? I don't know. We're gonna have to
Probably.
find out. I
Yes,
have to
yes.
research
no,
that.
it is. It is. So I don't know. I mean, we could have an Italian night. Let's tell them we want the
Well,
Italian.
no, I'm just saying.
Because we would have to get out the whole restaurant for us. There's only a certain amount of tables.
I know.
Yeah, so it's not a huge place.
I think we should have a Chasing Fabulous time at that. We'll call them up.
You know, I knew you were going to say that.
You did? I don't know
Yes.
how.
What the heck took you so long?
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
You know, everything is in my brain. Everything is about it. Everything is about it. I don't even
okay.
know what I did this weekend.
You-
We cleaned out storage. We and you notice I used the
it was
air
a pro-
quotes on we because Ernie pretty much did it.
Right? So it was a productive weekend.
really
That's
was.
Good. That's
It
good.
was.
The weather was nice.
Yes.
Now we got the allergies because of
Oh
it.
my gosh, so bad the allergies
It's all
this
right.
year.
We're
on
living.
the
We're
thing.
living.
All right, let's talk about what the holidays
Oh,
are.
here we go. Okay. What do we
today.
got? What do we got?
I don't understand this one. Bitcoin Pizza Day.
What?
I don't know what that is. And
Ernie, you sure you didn't do these Bitcoin pizza?
Don't blame it on me.
Ernie's in the audience today, people.
Hey.
You can hear his voice.
I'm not even. I don't
Canadian
know how to
Immigrants Day.
Okay.
Eat More Fruits and Vegetables Day.
Yeah, well, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yes.
Isn't that every day?
Well, yeah, you know, but there's a day for everything. Go ahead.
National Buy a Musical Instrument Day.
Oh, I like that.
All right.
I
So we got to
like
go
that.
buy flutes or something after the
Flutes?
show.
No, I want
Flutes?
to get drums.
What do you want?
I
Oh,
always
you don't
wanted to play the drums.
I want an oboe.
Oh, of course you do. What things an oboe?
Well, I played clarinet in the band, so it's
you?
not too far of a stretch from that.
I have the piano and I have a guitar.
I just
need a
never
drum
liked the
set.
reed on the clarinet because it was. Oh, I don't like that wood on my teeth.
All right, so we're not getting a
Kinda creepy.
clarinet.
All
What else
no,
you
we're
got?
not getting an oboe today. We're not doing that. National Maritime Day.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
National Solitaire Day.
Solitaire.
Okay, here's the food.
Oh, here it
Vanilla
comes.
Pudding Day.
Vanilla pudding. Okay, that's a good one.
Not a fan.
Not a fan?
You're a fan of vanilla pudding?
Oh yeah,
I like butterscotch pudding.
I'm more vanilla than chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah, you look it too.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. You are
These
vanilla.
random things you say.
I know.
All right, go ahead. What?
Sherlock Holmes Day
Oh, all right.
and World Goth Day.
goth.
Goth.
No, we should have put on our goth makeup.
We got black suits
We got
on.
black suits on. All right.
Sorry, that's a different one. All right, so those are the days. There wasn't very many.
No, it
I'm
wasn't
glad
a lot.
because some of the days are ridiculous now. They've just been
they
getting
mostly
crazy.
are
Yeah,
ridiculous.
they are. They are. Well, you know what's next?
Let me guess. Fun facts?
Fun facts is next. We're back. You know,
No, there's no, Just
know,
read the fun fact.
one day, you know what? And Bobby's going to be surprised because I'm going to change that
Help me
intro, and then he's going to have to fix that green light up there that's hanging down.
You know what? I like the intro. Do I have a say? I
No,
like it.
not really.
I like it. Oh,
you don't
come
really.
on. I like the. Don't you like the intro? I like the intro.
All right.
Unresolved.
Oh my God.
All right.
All right. Don't talk to the guests in the audience.
I'm sorry.
We're supposed to be doing fun facts. Okay. Our fun facts today are about Neil Diamond because our guest today is David Jacobson from Neil Forever, and we are so freaking excited.
So
It's silly.
excited.
I think Ernie came along because he knew I was kind of in love with David Jacobson.
Mark's gonna be mad that he's not here.
Yeah, he's gonna be mad because he's gonna be like, "What are you guys doing without me?" So we love him, and we are so excited to introduce you guys to him and tell you all about his Neil Diamond band.
So let's hear some facts.
So Neil Diamond wrote "I'm a Believer" for the Monkees in under an hour.
in under an hour.
That's the fun fact. Under an hour.
Wow.
Said before "Sweet Caroline," he was behind one of the biggest Monkees hits of all time. It became #1 hit before Neil became a household name himself. That's interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah.
He was almost a doctor.
Neil Diamond?
Yeah.
No kidding.
He attended NYU on a fencing scholarship. He was that good.
Wow,
He was that good. He was that good to get a
I've
scholarship.
never heard this stuff
And
about
studied
him.
pre-med until a $10
my.
guitar and songwriting bug pulled him off the operating table and into the spotlight.
Wow. I never knew that. Did you? I never
Not a
knew
clue.
that. No.
He and Barbara Streisand were high school classmates. I knew that.
I didn't know that either.
I knew that. They went to Erasmus High School in Brooklyn.
Oh, she was from Brooklyn too, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I think there was other people that went to school with them too, but I can't remember
probably
who it was.
There probably was.
He had intense stage fright
Did he?
for years.
Aw.
He admitted in multiple interviews that stage fright haunted him for much of his career, and he performed through it anyway.
Thank
Fearless
God.
and sparkly.
Thank God he did.
That's what it says on that fun fact.
Fearless and sparkly?
It does say that. He was a Tin Pan Alley songwriter first. I don't know what that is. Before his solo fame, he worked in the iconic Brill Building, churning out songs for other artists to record. He was a behind-the-scenes hitmaker long before becoming a headliner.
Okay.
That was interesting, too.
Yeah.
Sweet Caroline was inspired by,
Yeah,
do you know?
No, what was that inspired by? I've
A
always wanted to
magazine
know.
photo of Caroline Kennedy.
Really?
Yes. Yes, the legendary song was sparked by a photo Neil saw in Life magazine of a young Caroline Kennedy on a pony.
I always wondered where he came
And
up
you know
with
what?
that.
He sang it for her on her 50th birthday party. Can you imagine?
Wow. And look how popular that song is. Oh my gosh.
Well, we love it because the first show we ever did was about
Well, it's
you
because
know,
we went.
either the first or second show.
Well, because we went and saw
yeah.
a Broadway show. And,
Yeah.
and we were like.
And then
so-
Ernie and I were at the last concert that Neil ever did at Madison Square Garden. Like he had this whole concert thing planned, and we were there at the one concert, and then he got sick and never performed anymore.
wish
I
I
was
had
so
seen
glad
him.
that I got to see
I
him.
know. I wish I had seen him.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Thank God we have.
But listen, we kind of have a new deal.
That's what I was going to say. Thank
Sorry.
God we have.
we have a new
somebody
Neil
else.
Diamond now. We have a new Neil Diamond. Oh, wait, he once wore glitter so aggressively it inspired a parody on Saturday Night
Oh,
Live.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
I loved when he wore those glitter shirts.
He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at age 70.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Talk about thriving loudly. He wrote a hit for Urge Overkill in the 90s. Their cover of his song, Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon, was featured in Pulp Fiction, reintroducing his songwriting to a new generation.
I remember that. Yes, I remember that movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you're saying it. Yep.
Yeah. But we love us some Neil. So we are going to go to commercial, and after the commercial, you're going to see a little video of Neil Forever. And when we come back, he's going to be sitting here with us. Hi.
Welcome to Paradise Content Creation Studios, where your creativity finds its perfect home. Imagine a space where innovation meets inspiration at every corner. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed to transform your ideas into extraordinary realities. Whether you're crafting cinematic masterpieces or viral content, we have it all covered. Join a community of creators who dare to dream and push the boundaries of possibility. With cutting-edge technology and a passionate team, your projects are destined for greatness. Step into a realm where every detail is meticulously crafted for your success. At Paradise Content Creation Studios, unleash the power of your imagination and watch it soar.
In the heart of Bowling Green, Ohio lies a treasure trove of wonders, a place where the joy of giving comes to life. Welcome to Poppy Lane Gifts and Decor, your ultimate destination for gifts that speak from a heart. Nestled in the heart of our community, Poppy Lane is more than just a store. It's a treasure trove of beauty and inspiration, carefully curated to bring joy and charm into your life and home. From the perfect piece to complete your cozy nook, to the ideal gift that says, I thought of you, every item in our collection tells a story. A story of craftsmanship, love, and a touch of magic. And because we believe in supporting local talent, Poppy Lane proudly features exclusive pieces from the area's finest artisans. When you shop with us, you're not just buying a gift, you're investing in the community, nurturing creativity, and celebrating local craftsmanship. So, whether you're celebrating a milestone, searching for that perfect piece to add to your collection, or simply treating yourself just because, Poppy Lane Gifts and Decor is your destination for the extraordinary. Visit us in the Woodland Mall on Main Street or shop online at poppylanegiftsandDecor.com. Poppy Lane Gifts and Decor, where every gift begins with a story.
I think that was probably, of all the places I've seen tribute bands or whatever you want to call them, that was the best one.
To see, and there's some things that always will be, like saying I love you. Nothing you can do or say, you got to leave, just get away. We all know the song.
I saw Neil Diamond his last show at the Palace, and I'm really sad he can't tour anymore, but this guy makes you feel like you're there, and he rocks.
So they're amazing. He wants the audience to interact, and you know what, that's unbelievable. He is a great performer. Sounds just like Neil.
We're having a great time.
It was absolutely amazing. What'd you think?
It was really close to his music, and I just love it.
I never thought anyone could ever imitate or sing like Neil Diamond, but he did an excellent job right on.
That's okay.
That's my favorite since I was a little girl.
Touching me, touching you.
Oh, they were wonderful. They were wonderful. He sounds so much like Neil.
Entertaining, fun, upbeat.
Yes! Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
NeilForever.com.
Neil Forever.
Thank you.
We're back. And look who we have. We have our new friend, David Jacobson, who is the star of Neil Forever. Yes. Welcome to Chasing Fabulous. Thank you so much for coming on. Linda, let me tell you, when we came to see your show, Linda, because I always do that. I'm like, I'm gonna get that guy on the show, and she's like, no, you're not. And then she laughs at me, and I'm like, oh, you just wait, because I like this guy. So we did. That's what I sent you on LinkedIn, and I was like, oh my God, it was great. It was awesome. But we love our Neil Diamond, and you are fabulous. Like we not give him the Fabulous Award when we were there?
We did. I appreciate that.
Yes.
And I'm honored.
So where in the world did you come from?
Yeah.
You know what? From born and raised in Queens, on Long Island, local, and we just here we are. A couple of years into it and starting to take off a little bit. So it's been fun.
When did you first realize how much you sounded like him?
It was at church. In the pastor, I was at singing at church, and the pastor came to me after and said, "You sound exactly like Neil Diamond."
Really?
And that was a long time ago.
Was it?
And I forgot about it. I forgot about it for a long time. And then probably about 4 or 5 years ago, we started singing with a friend of mine. We started messing around, and then we started doing a couple of Neil Diamond songs. And it was like, you know what? Maybe we should do something with this. It was just two of us, and then here we are. Just kind of snowballed.
That is, it's crazy. But you didn't do that for your whole life. You just started Neil Forever. You started in what, 2023?
Well, truth be told, I was not even a big Neil Diamond fan.
Really?
Oh, no.
I love that so much.
That is amazing.
That's awesome.
I appreciated his music, but he wasn't on my playlist kind of thing.
Right.
I always appreciated him.
Yeah.
But I did see him at Jones Beach about, you were saying, I heard you about the 2012 MSG concert, his last one.
Yes, something like that.
Something like that around there.
Something around there. I don't remember when it was.
Incredible. And so I saw him live, and I was, remember, at Jones Beach. He was to my right, and it was incredible.
Yes.
I didn't realize I would like him as much as I did when I saw him live.
Right?
Yep.
His live, he was so infectious when he was live, the way he affected people.
Yeah.
There's music and there's awards and there's albums, but his live performances, I get chills. I really do.
I got chills because that's exactly the way I was.
He was at such a stage presence.
He did.
He really
he
did.
brought the joy out in people
Yes.
It was just what I felt that day at that concert, looking around, is that's our goal when we perform, is we want to bring memories back, and we want to make people feel the way they did back then. Not just hear music, not just hear a tribute show, but people crying and saying, I remember that. We have people that come up at the end of the show. It's just, it's really a lot of fun.
Let me tell you, it was like that for us. And let me tell you, we did not know what to expect when we came to your show. I said that. I just happened to see it somewhere. It must have been, I don't know, probably Facebook, because that's what happens. And then I saw it on there, and I'm like, what is this? And then I'm like, oh, Paramount. I don't know.
We had never been there before.
Yeah, I was.
We didn't know what to expect.
I thought it was a little bit, it's not the best sound in there and everything, but I didn't really care. I was like, oh, it doesn't matter because it's a Neil guy. So I'm going to go. And then, so we got the tickets, and we got pretty good tickets. We were up there. We were like in the 10th row over by the bar.
Yeah.
And then when you first came on, I was like, Linda and I were just like,
I know.
What is
Our mouths
happening
were like
right
open,
now?
like what?
It's the reaction we want.
Yeah. Everybody, and then and it's very infectious around
the music
us. Was very infectious. Every single person was fixated. There was a guy in the row. Behind me that is a big fan. He was all over. He was up and down and all around.
Yeah.
And
that's my uncle.
It probably was. It probably was.
It's my plant.
That's your guy. Your guy. Yeah.
He's in every show.
Yeah.
No.
But what I want to know is, when did you start singing? You sang in church? Like, were you always a singer?
I was always a singer. I did something years ago for 9/11, which we're gonna do again, which was called the Hero Bells Ring.
Oh.
And I actually wrote a song. It was divine intervention. It was right after the towers went down. The next day, in 20 minutes, I wrote the entire song.
Really?
And the song was performed. We did it a few times. I did it at the Bald Hill. 10,000 people in 2004. And I had the Long Island Philharmonic back me. It was a 52-piece orchestra.
Wow.
And it was an incredible experience.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of, and then I did some other stuff. After that, we did a fundraiser at Mulcahy's with country music.
Really?
Asked me how that happened.
Oh my God, Mulcahy's.
And,
big country music
yeah.
fan. Did you see the belt?
Yeah, well,
big country music
that's
fan.
Neil Diamond.
Big.
That could be.
For you.
Well, that was good. That's good. I was looking at your. There's a lot of.
A lot of bling. We're very blingy. We're very blingy.
We didn't bling out.
I would have worn my shirt if I would have known.
We didn't bling out too much.
wondering.
I was like, is he gonna wear that satin shirt?
No.
So funny.
I should have. But so it wasn't my whole life singing. I've always sang.
You always sang, right?
I wrote music. I sang.
Oh.
And this, always messing around with different things.
Yeah.
And it was like every 10 years I did something a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. And then I sold the company, and I had a little more time in my hands, and then this was the thing. This was it, and this is a sweet spot, and it brings so many people joy. It's just a lot of. We're having a great time, and the band that I have, it's like I said, with my son being the music director, my daughter being in the band, but also the keyboard player and the horn section. There's a lot of
14 people, right?
14-piece band.
That's a lot.
13, 14. Depends on how many. Usually about 3 girls or 2 girls. But just the cohesiveness and the way the band has really just gelled together.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It really is.
I mean, it really is good. And the horns are, I mean,
Right,
I
the
had
horns were great.
listen, I had no criticisms. That's kind of surprising for me because I can usually find something.
Well, we appreciate it. And Chris Garnato, who's the baritone sax player, happens to be the cousin of my daughter and son.
Oh my gosh.
And Gina sang at church with Dylan, and so there's a lot of connection within the band. People that know each other and some family.
But that's good. So it keeps some harmony.
Definitely. Well, yeah. Yes.
Because you know how it is traveling with. You know how it is to have a band.
I
know.
I know.
You know the band.
Not that the people are
culture,
challenging, but just coordinating the traveling is probably the biggest challenge we have. Which is why we'd be traveling the whole country right now, but 14 people getting around the country. People have lives, and also it's quite expensive.
It is.
We're not kind of at the point where people are going to pay us like they would a non-tribute act.
Yeah.
But we are growing, and we're going to Indiana for a giant festival out in the outdoors, which is going to be nice for us in August. But then there's a couple. So what we have to do now is we have to make a couple of shows in a row.
Yeah.
So we can kind of make it palatable for the as far as an investment for the
I completely understand.
So it's not easy. It's not easy getting around.
No, it's really hard. I know. I wanted to talk about that in the next segment too, and see what some of your challenges are, because we have the same challenges. Anytime you're trying to do something in entertainment or something, I mean, it's hard. And it's all about now it's about social media.
Yep.
Now it's about trying to get
When
the
was
word
that
out.
first show? When did you do the first show?
The first show, I'm really, really bad with time. I'm telling you, I mean bad. But so I could be off. But I would say I think it was about 2 years ago was our first show.
Oh,
That's
okay.
That's
okay.
it. It's new. And that was, I think, on that clip over there, the Landis Theater in New Jersey.
Right. Okay.
Which was one of the first ones. And then, it was now, about 2 years.
But this tour that you're doing now, it's mostly on the East Coast, right?
Well, we're Indiana. We're heading to the Midwest. We have something in Phoenix happening, Vegas.
Oh, really?
We have a lot of stuff going on. He's trying to put like 4 or 5 things down in Florida.
Oh, nice.
One of them, the Ruth Eckerd Theater in Clearwater.
There's
some good stuff happening. It just takes a little bit of coordinating to put tours together. It's easy to populate. The Paramount is the #1 venue of its kind in the world.
No, is it really?
Number one.
No kidding.
Being at the Paramount is a major big deal, for artists, and they treat you so good there, and it's such a great venue.
I never knew
that.
But
so being there was also a feather in our cap.
Okay.
And they had us back again, which means they liked us.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll be back again this fall. But being local and is easier. You start putting together these little tours, and it becomes a challenge in many different ways. So we're trying to work through that.
Right. How awesome would be if he got to play Radio City?
Are you kidding me? I'm trying to work. I can't even say what we're trying to work on. I'm trying to, the Greek Theater in Los Angeles is where Neil Diamond did his 1976 concert.
Oh.
His Hot August Nights. It's 50 years in
Wow.
2026.
Wow.
It's pretty bold of us to call it a 50th anniversary because we're not Neil Diamond, but we love his music. We love what he's done.
No, but you could celebrate his 50th
We're going to
anniversary.
celebrate. So we're trying to
Absolutely.
coordinate something with the Greek Theater to try to do something in a big way in Los Angeles. So we're being bold. We're going for some bigger stuff.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
So it's causing me to twitch a little bit, a little bit of stress, but we're making it.
So guess what I got to do on November 9th this year? I got to sing at Radio City.
Did you really?
We opened, I'm in a group of ladies, and we got to sing to open up for the Rockettes.
Oh, nice.
Talk about nervous. It was, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Like, and then one of the ladies in the group, she's like, "Oh, this was on my bucket list." I'm like, "No, it wasn't. It's on nobody's bucket list. There's nobody."
No, right. It's beyond the bucket list. Yeah.
It's beyond the bucket. This is not a bucket list.
It's beyond the bucket.
Yeah, this is not a bucket. I said, you can't say that because that's just not true. And but they were so nice there. Those people at Radio City, they were so. And then they called and asked us back for this year too to come. It's going to be
nice.
Yeah. So it's not. I mean, we open. It's like 5 or 10 minutes before the Rockettes come on. And
it's nice.
No, it was
nice.
Fabulous.
We just saw Barry Manilow there. My wife.
So
and
did
I.
we. Yeah,
Yeah.
we went.
We went twice.
Can I tell you something? I'll tell you a funny story. I went. He's one of the greatest songwriters of all time. Right?
Without a doubt.
And as a matter of fact, I tried to integrate one of his songs into our show because I thought it would be nice. Same genre, same.
Yeah.
And my band just said, "You can't do Neil as Neil and then do Barry Manilow." I just wanted to do the song so bad. But what's funny is that I talked my wife into going. Not talked her into it, but I said, let's go see. It's going to be the end of his career right now, so let's go see him. So we go to Radio City Music Hall. Radio City Music, is it?
Yes.
And she falls in love. So in my house.
You mean she didn't see him before? She didn't know him before?
Barry Manilow, whatever.
Yeah.
She fell in love with this man. His music, his to a point where she's been listening to him every day, driving me absolutely out of my mind.
Really?
I mean, I'm telling you, so much. I'm telling you, crazy amount.
Really? That is awesome.
I actually had to tell her, please stop listening to him because this is why. Because she said to me, he's playing in Vegas, and I was like, as a goof, I said, you want to go? Now she knows how to play me. She said, if I ask him to go to Vegas, he'll definitely go to Philly. So she asked me to go to Vegas, and I said, let's go. And she's not a Vegas girl. She doesn't like to gamble. I'd rather go with friends. So it turns out that she goes, forget Vegas. And then about an hour later, she says, I found tickets in Philadelphia. So guess where I'm going Saturday?
You're going to Barry Manilow again? Oh my God.
So I'm going to Barry.
I love it
I'm going to Barry Manilow on Saturday in Philadelphia. We're going to spend the night. It's going to be
love it.
So she's hooked.
That show was amazing, though.
He was unbelievable.
We went. Our friend Joan, who's the queen of Senior America, she knows everybody, and she was a teacher for 30 years in Carl Place. So her students have done wonderful things. Right. So one of her students is the promoter.
Oh, really?
And so the first time we went with me and Linda and Joan and May, and we did a whole show on Barry Manilow. I have to give you the little things that you can watch it. Yeah. But we went and we were just, Barry Manilow was the first record I ever had growing up.
He's amazing.
I mean, it was phenomenal.
Is he like 82 now?
He's 81.
81.
Yeah.
And his music, when you go back and listen to his greatest hits, you can't even believe it.
I know.
First of all, he wrote the Pepsi commercials.
Yes.
He wrote State Farm. He wrote
the Band-Aids.
Band-Aids, right. I mean, he's so talented, but his charisma. And what I found interesting was, for us, is every time I go see somebody live now, I learn something. Right. And one of the things I had a problem with is when we finish our first set, is saying we'll be right back. I don't want to sound like a bar band, which is nothing wrong with that, but that's how you got to be a little different. And I couldn't say, all right, we'll see you back at the second. Yeah. So Barry Manilow was just like, listen, we're going to go catch our breath. Oh. And he said, so I kind of, even at the end of our show now, I bow with the girls instead of just waving and saying goodbye. Yeah. So when I saw Brian, that was a very enlightening show for me to see. First of all, he was incredible. Second of all, I just started picking up all of his little cues as an artist, which was very interesting.
He's him and Neil Diamond are very similar in the way that they perform.
Showy,
very big. I mean, the show is big.
It's a big show.
I love that.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. So she says, well, it was only like 3. When did we go? A month ago?
So you guys were there at the same show.
We were probably at the same show.
Yeah.
Where were you sitting?
We were. Where were we?
We were on the floor in the orchestra.
We were in the orchestra, like
Not too far away.
Yeah,
not too far away. We were probably sitting by each other.
Yeah, I was back further. We bought tickets late, so we actually took what we can get.
Yeah.
And I like seeing the whites of people's eyes when I see. I
Me
told
too.
my wife,
Me too.
I will not go to a Broadway show unless I can see the emotion on
God.
their face.
Me too.
I want to see the
Love
whites
it.
in the eyes. I won't. I
No.
mean, you have to spend more money by doing that, but
Right.
I'd rather not. I don't want to go see a dot.
I can watch
you know.
them on TV.
Exactly. So we weren't very happy with the seats. So in Philadelphia, we're sitting way closer to the left. But
We were like in row.
I don't even know.
Oh, I mean, we were like 20 rows back.
Yeah, that's good.
probably.
That's a good spot.
Yeah. And it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad. And you know what? I was surprised though because the second show was different. He changed the show the second time.
Yeah,
now.
he did different songs.
Oh,
he
really?
did.
Yeah,
all right,
he
so
did
good.
different
Yeah.
stuff and different. I mean, it was. I can't. I mean,
Yeah, it was.
I love when he talks about his grandfather and how he started out. That just was very touching, you know.
The store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back into Manhattan.
Yeah.
Brooklyn,
And Neil
yeah.
has a story like that too.
Yeah, no. Listen, it's funny when I was listening to your trivia before. Is obviously I did a lot of studying to learn about him, so I can talk a little bit about him and the trivia, the fencing, and going to school with Barbra Streisand.
Yeah.
It's part of the fabric of culture now of our world. So those little things, and I find that when I talk about that stuff, and I'm getting better at the stage presence thing because I forgot it's so important to people. Like they love hearing this. They don't want to just hear you sing.
Yes.
They really want to hear about Neil.
Yes.
They do.
They want to hear some stories, and that's why my son, who's the music director, is like, you got to do more of that. You got to talk more about why this, like with the song "I'm a Believer."
Yes.
Written for the Monkees,
Yes.
which has really put him on the map as a songwriter.
Yes.
And then he made it famous on his own later. But that's important stuff.
Yes.
Oh my God!
That's important stuff.
We're going to go to a quick commercial. There's going to be another video of David singing in there. We'll be right back.
Ever felt stuck with a home that just doesn't feel right anymore? Whether it's that outdated kitchen or the bathroom that needs a refreshed look, Twice as Nice Construction has got you covered. Family owned for over 20 years. Twice as Nice Construction has been providing beautiful new construction and additions and stunning remodels like kitchens and bathrooms. We're not just experts. We offer unbeatable quality and prices to help make your dream come true. Ready to start building your dream home or to give your kitchen and bathroom that much needed makeover? Contact Twice as Nice today and make your dream a reality. Visit twiceasniceremodel.com today for quality you can see and service you can trust. Twice the value, twice the commitment, Twice as Nice.
And she comes, and I run, just like the wind will. Holly holy, sing a song, sing a song of songs, sing it out, sing it strong. Call the sun in the dead of the night, and the sun's gonna rise in the sky. Touch a man who can walk upright, and the lame man, he's gonna fly, and I fly, and I
We're back. That ending was weird, wasn't it? It just kind of stopped for a second. We're back with David Jacobson from Neil Forever, having our girlfriend. And last segment, we talked a lot about Barry Manilow. I don't know why, but
so funny.
we all love Barry Manilow.
I have another question for you. What's your favorite song to perform
yes.
by Neil?
Wow.
Do you have a favorite?
That's hard.
I will tell you, first of all, Forever in Blue Jeans, you talked about before.
Yeah.
is a fun song.
Oh, it is.
I
It
mean,
really is.
It's a fun song. People
Yeah.
dance. Any song that gets people up and dancing
Yes.
is great. Sweet Caroline is
Yes.
obviously the world's favorite song. But
Mhm.
the song that I probably like the most, I love singing like Love on the Rocks, and I love
yeah.
that stuff. But I think the song that I like because of the emotion it brings out in people, the reaction of the people, and also it just vocally is fun, is I Am, I Said.
Yep.
It's exactly
That's a
my
good
favorite.
one,
That is
yeah.
my favorite
It's
song.
yeah.
I love that song. It is so emotional.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so,
it was emotional at the end of the play when we saw it on Broadway.
You saw, of course,
Did
did.
you see
Yes,
the play?
yeah, twice, yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, who was playing Neil when you were in it? Was it
boy.
the kid from
I saw
American
both.
Idol?
I saw both. You really want to hear the truth here?
Yes, I do.
What's the truth?
No, I do.
Because
we saw it with the kid from
American Idol.
Yeah.
What?
Listen, there's nothing taking away from the
No.
talent. I think he's an.
Who was the first guy?
I saw. Well, I forget his name. He was
Yeah.
the
I don't know
original
his
guy.
name
He was the
either.
original
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
He was a real Broadway actor,
Yeah.
and he did a nice job as a Broadway actor. No one really depicted the voice and got that right. It wasn't. It wasn't. But that's not what it was about. You know, these are super talented guys. One was a super Broadway star. The other guy was a American Idol winner, right?
Right.
And Ficciani, I think.
Nick something.
Nick Fasci, something
Yeah,
like that.
something
Anyway, but very talented. But you know, at the end of the day, if you like to hear Neil's authentic voice and to feel the authentic versions, you know, it kind of missed the mark that way. But as far as entertaining,
Yeah.
it was great. It was
Yeah.
a great show.
Yeah, they
Did you
a
enjoy
great
it?
job with that.
Oh, we loved
They
it.
did a great
Yeah.
job
We
with
loved
that.
it.
In the
We thought-
beginning, we didn't know what was going on because they had the older version of him sitting on the stage.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
What are
What's-
we
where
doing
they going with
here?
this?
But the way it ended, I didn't know so much about what was going on with him. It's very
Right.
sad.
You mean the illness?
Huh?
The illness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know
yeah.
about
Well, he
that.
has Parkinson's, right?
Yeah.
He has Parkinson's, you know, and it's fun. It's ironic, not funny, but my father died of Parkinson's. Neil has Parkinson's.
Oh my gosh.
And it's very close to my heart. In fact, we just started, you know, we're going to see it on our website in about a week. We connected with a charity from,
Oh, good.
from Los Angeles that is going to, it helps people that are the caretakers for people with,
that's
you know, there's a lot of
awesome.
Parkinson's
Yes. Oh, my God.
disease,
So
like
many- yes.
money
Yes,
given
yes,
to
yes,
that,
yes.
to the research and development, which is huge. But this is really for the caretakers of people with Parkinson's.
Oh, I like that.
And it's a friend of mine in California started it. It's connected to the car world. She actually works for a Porsche company out there, and so we're going to be giving money per ticket, at least $1 for every ticket we sell, starting I think at the Boston
I
show.
love that. That's
and then,
great.
Yeah, we have to. And then on the website,
You have to. And when you have a thing like that, you have to. We're doing that. We do that too with different organizations. We try to go and support and bring them on the show and stuff like that because it's really important to try to give back to those people like that.
Yeah.
I love the idea that it's for the caretakers.
Yeah.
I have never heard that before,
Right.
and I think that's fantastic
It's
because you know who
wonderful.
those people are? They're us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're us. They're our age. They're
Yes,
taking
that's
care
right.
of their parents.
Mhm.
It is
Yeah.
a lot. How many
Yeah.
friends do we have that take care of their parents?
Well, I took
So
care
many-
of my
you
mom.
took care of your
I took
mom?
care of my mom before she died. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
I mean, it's
huge.
a lot.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It's a lot
It's a
of
lot.
and it is, and especially here on Long Island.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to the Bristol, it's $10,000 a month. How in the world do you do
I
that?
know,
Right.
it's hard.
Yeah.
Like it's really,
unbelievable.
really hard.
Have you met Neil?
That's what I was
You
just
know-
going to ask him.
I keep facing them. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
You know, that's a sore subject for me because I'm torn. You know, he's very ill.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's really
And,
bad now, right?
I know as much as pretty much anyone else, but I do know that a friend of mine is the producer of the show in the city, you know, The Beautiful Noise.
Oh.
And he tried to get me connected with Neil. And if he couldn't do it, it was because he's not looking to meet people and see people, you know. And the guys that do what I do, like some of the other tribute bands who do a really great job, they have met him in the past because he was more interested in meeting them and he cared about it. Now he's, you know, obviously at a different point of his life. But however, I did send the message to Katie through a friend of my cousin. She's a producer in the music business, my cousin. So I got an email to Katie. I'm waiting to hear back to see if, listen, I told her I'll fly to Colorado for a cup of coffee. You know, I just want to connect because, listen, we meet so many of his fans.
Yeah.
And we see so much emotion delivered through us with his music that I want to meet him just to have that connection.
Sure.
So that's important to me. I'm gently prodding on that. I'm not going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
because,
I know, I get it.
You know, but I am trying to do that some way, somehow. You know, it's kind of, the ship may have sailed on that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice. And you know what? Even just to say thank
Excuse
you, right?
Exactly. Well, that's right. That's right. You know,
Just
just
say thank
to show
you
the
and
appreciation.
show
and
how much you, how much he affected your life, because obviously he did.
Yeah, totally.
You know, I mean, you said you're a car guy. I know that you've been involved with exotic cars. Is that what you've been involved with your whole life? Or what were you?
Well, my whole life, my father was a car guy,
Oh.
you know, and so he got me I had the bug early, but later in life I was into like vintage cars. You know, I like
that's amazing.
Yeah, I like the vintage cars, like the older. It used to be American cars, and which I still appreciate, but more like vintage Porsche and more European, you know, stuff like that. And I had a company that I just sold. We talked about which dealt with auctions for vintage cars. That's the company that I sold. So my life is automotive. As a matter of fact, our space where we practice, where we rehearse, is in a car museum.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so you know, and we're gonna open it to the public. We had rehearsal last night, and I was saying that we should actually invite people in.
You should,
because bands do that. You know, just to like have people. Maybe,
we'll come.
Maybe 15.
We got lots of friends who will
No,
come.
like 15, 20 people. Because it's a big space. When I first got this space, it's in Oyster Bay. We used to have comedy nights. You know, we used to do bands.
I know where.
You know where
I
it is?
know where that is.
P-Car Market.
Yes.
It used to be. It's Collector Car Showcase. It's a car museum type building, and we used to have shows there. We'd have really like produced shows.
Yeah.
When I first got the venue, and we got away from that because we just got into business and we started the auction company and so forth. But we want to start getting back to that again. So we rehearse there like usually once a week or every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we think, how cool would it be to have people that are local
oh my
to be able to
God.
come down and just hang out and listen to
great.
us,
I think
right?
that would be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, if nothing, it's good for social media, right?
That's exactly what I was going to tell you.
You know what I mean? It's like
listen, you know what's weird?
Well, you got to be careful what they post, but yes.
Yeah, but you do. But you know what happens when we were just talking about that and how hard it is to start. Like you started in 2023 when social media was just coming out. It's a whole different world than it used to be in music and in entertainment.
Well,
like
totally,
with the social media and stuff like that. I mean, it is a lot. We started doing reels. People watch the reels more than they watch the full show.
Yeah.
They watch the
that's
they
true.
love
Shorts.
those
Shorts.
Yeah,
Oh,
my gosh.
I'm a short guy.
Yeah,
I don't have the
we're
attention
short.
span.
No.
You kidding me?
Exactly.
I was watching my thing that you were showing. I was like, oh my God, people are not going to want to watch this whole thing. You know,
they
looking
will.
at yourself for 6 minutes is a
it's
long
minute,
time.
And it's a minute.
It's a minute. Yeah, it's too long. A minute's too long. 30 seconds.
I know, 30 seconds. But
Yeah.
Linda
It's
and
like
I been
just-
doing, we do every day. So on Mondays we shoot our reels for the week. So we do one for every
Yeah.
day, some crazy thing.
Yeah.
And Bobby's been doing them. I mean, that's the way to go.
Totally.
Everybody's
It gets the
on
point
it.
across.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you know, it's
absolutely.
funny how your brain starts to change too when you're in this, doing this or what you're doing. Your brain starts to change because I start to think about talking in sound bites.
You're trying to make your own shorts of your life.
Make your own shorts.
Yeah,
You're
cut.
like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, is this going to sound? You know, I could probably cut this for
Oh,
like a minute.
boy,
I could
yeah.
have this will be a really good sound bite. I'm like,
It's
oh,
a slippery
stop it.
slope.
It
Yeah,
is.
yes,
It is.
yes,
It is.
yeah.
It's such a slippery slope. Like
You
I
start
love
to
it. though.
self-edit your entire life.
Oh my God!
So you're
I
really
know.
enjoying this, though, right? You're
Yeah,
really having a great time.
for many
right?
reasons. Many reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the fact that I have my son, my daughter with me,
Yes.
and it's people that sing understand. In general, it's euphoric. It's
Yes.
just such a joyful thing to do. But my thing is the audience. I'm telling you that when I see a 70-year-old, an 80-year-old woman who comes up to me after the show, first of all, I'm watching the audience as I'm doing it. And,
Are you?
and I'm seeing the people that are just like in another world. Like they're just like, I got a lady couldn't even stand up at the last show.
Oh my God.
You know, and I saw her trying to stand up, and she just wanted it there. It's my
Aw.
I was like, oh my God, look at that. And her husband couldn't get up. He couldn't get up.
Aw.
You know, and I was like, this is, you know, how amazing is that?
Yeah.
You know, and then being able to talk to some of the people afterwards. And
Yeah.
you know, one woman said to me from Hello, you know this, you know,
Yeah.
the song Hello,
Yes.
Hello Again.
Yes.
She said her husband was in hospice, and
Oh.
she'd be talking to him, and she was in tears when we were performing the song because she was remembering talking to her husband, and that song just was in her mind when he passed. You know, obviously since then, but she was telling me the story, and ironically, she had her daughter, her daughter's daughter, and her great-grandchild. There was 4 generations. This was in Utica.
I
This
love
was
it.
in Utica.
That's
4 generations.
wonderful.
I'll send this to her because she's actually a big follower of ours on social media. She'll get a
great,
kick out. But
yeah.
they were just wonderful people. But that's the emotion
Yeah.
that you just you can't predict that stuff.
Yeah. Well, you do. I mean, you had an effect on us. Like you really are the best Neil Diamond impersonator. I don't like calling it
Ouch,
impersonator.
that hurt.
True. No, but I don't want to.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No,
It's
I don't want to call it. It's not an impersonator, but I just feel like you are you're
We are-
more than that.
No, but at the end of the day, it's so funny because I don't ever like to use tribute band.
No,
because
me neither.
no, but it's okay because listen, some of the greatest tribute bands in the world are called tribute bands. We are a tribute band.
Yeah.
But I say there's a band that were named nameless. We didn't copy them, but we did take what they do. They say them performing the music of, or performing Neil Diamond.
Okay.
So I leave the word tribute out what we do
Okay.
because it just is something. I don't know what it is. Some people are like, you're a tribute band, and we are a tribute band.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm above the name
But
tribute.
I know, but it's
I don't.
weird,
I
right?
have a-
Like when the word impersonate, I'm like, you're not. Like
No.
you're more than an impersonator. You're like embody him. It's
We hope that we strive to deliver the most authentic Neil Diamond experience that you can get.
That's
other
a good
than
soundbite.
other
That's a good soundbite.
Yeah, that is a good sound.
cut paste. There's the short.
Write that down.
There's the short.
That's a short.
There it is.
No,
We're gonna
but
put that on it.
that's our goal. That's our
Yes.
goal. And everyone, we've heard bands that sound like a caricature of Neil. There's a band called Super Diamond that's unbelievable. They're like a rock Elvis version of Neil Diamond. There's great bands out there.
interesting.
We strive to be the most like his live
Authentic.
performances.
Yes, that's what I
that's
like.
it. That's what we're
Well,
looking to
I
do.
think that you are accomplishing that. I
Well,
really
thank
do.
Who came up with the Neil Forever?
Spoken like a real Long Island. Neil Forever. I love it.
Neil Forever.
I didn't say it like that. Tim.
Sausage.
Neil Forever.
Listen,
How do I say Neil Forever?
Forever.
Forever.
I love
Forever.
Who came up
I
with
can't
that?
take
So, Neil Forever is
I'm going to take a lot of crap for this.
you know what? The name, we were thinking of a name, and
Yeah.
obviously a bunch of names came in, and I was just sitting there saying, Neil, Forever in Blue Jeans, Neil is forever. It just came like
Just came
this,
like
and
that.
it wasn't even a choice. It wasn't
Yeah.
even like, what do you guys think of this? It was like, yes.
Yeah. I
And
love
then
it,
the
yeah.
logo, and we like it. We like it.
Well, you're keeping his music alive.
Keep his music alive,
Yeah.
and when you see the light bulbs in the name, it's very
Yes.
flashy.
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of depicts his
But it's
aura.
him. Yes.
It's his thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to take a quick commercial. There's also going to be a little clip of David and Eric again. And we're going to look at Mark's commercial. I always say it's Mark's commercial. This commercial.
It's my husband's
We'll see.
commercial. Yeah. He's a DJ.
Looking to take your party from boring to unforgettable? Most DJs just play music. Mark Pretter creates unforgettable moments. Welcome to On the Mark Music, where every beat hits just right and every event becomes a night to remember. From once-in-a-lifetime weddings to milestone birthdays and corporate bashes, Mark brings the energy, the experience, and the vibe. With flawless transitions, custom playlists, and a pulse on the party. He's more than just a DJ. He's the soundtrack to your best night ever. On the Mark Music. Your event, your vibe, perfectly played.
Took a drag from my last cigarettes. Took a drink from a glass of old wine. Closed my eyes and I could make it real and feel it one more time. And the radio played like a carnival tune as we laid our bed in the other room, and we gave it away for the sake of a dream in a very arcade. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean.
We're back. Yeah, I know that song. And I know all the songs. And honestly, I have a low voice and I sing. So I'm an alto, but I sing Neil Diamond in karaoke.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
I Am,
Which
I
song?
Said, all of them.
Oh, I Am, I Said? Oh.
I Am, I Said, and all of them. And there's a lot of songs that he
sang
didn't
Song
know.
Sung Blue, I think.
Yeah, Song
right?
Sung
Oh,
Blue he sings.
that's a crowd pleaser. Oh, yeah.
But I Am, I Said, all of, I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much emotion in that song. And then after
Totally.
seeing the play and what that song was really about, is how he was, the struggles that he had through his life. Because, I think sometimes we look at people, entertainers, and we're like, I got this great life. And I didn't really know all the things that happened in his life.
Neil Diamond, this is known, isn't it? He was a depressed guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a loner.
Exactly.
Like Solitary. When you look at his songs, Solitary Man.
Yes.
And if you look, the lyrics in a lot of his music he really talks about his his loneliness and his solitude, whatever it is. But but with that comes the emotion and the writing and that feeling and.
I didn't know that till we went to the play. I had no idea that that's what he was going through, and it kind of humanizes someone because when you see an entertainer, you're like, oh, they're singing, they're entertaining us, but to see that side of him was like, oh my god, what he went through.
Yeah, that draws you into the show, and when you start to see the book and all that, and that was very emotional. That play, talking about
it
his,
really was.
It really was.
Like crying in there. I was like, we're ridiculous though. But let's talk about where you're going to be. So you're going to be on June 20th. You're going to be at the Wilbur in Boston.
Yeah, we're excited about the Wilbur. That's on Tremont Avenue. Is
that the first time you've been to Boston?
It's the first time to Boston. Everything's the first time for us.
That's
But the good news is everyone that booked us for the last year and a half is having us back, which is good. So we'll be busy. But Boston's a big deal for us. I have some family up there. And it's also a beautiful theater. It's right in the city of Boston. It's
nice.
I love
excited
Boston.
about it.
Love Boston.
Well, you also know that Sweet Caroline is what they sing at the Red Sox games every day.
No,
yeah, that's.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Sweet Caroline.
Oh, they're gonna love.
That's what the Red Sox do every home game.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So this is a big deal for them.
So tickets are on sale for that now.
Tickets are on sale. And it's beautiful because they have a seating area, like they have seats, tables. And then they have behind that they have like a mezzanine, and then they have but it's really cool place.
Yeah,
that's nice.
That's great. And then June 27th, is that what you said?
Yeah, Friday, June 27th is when I say a private event, it says private event on our website, but
it's a fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser for Cold Spring Harbor Lab. There's 150 tickets. I don't know if they're gone or if there's a few left, but from what I understand, there are some tickets left, and it's not cheap. Because it's a fundraiser. That's why we're not advertising for people to buy tickets. But the sponsorships are big, and it's for a great cause.
Yeah.
But the show, they're bringing in a stage on the water, which is they're doing it big.
Yeah.
They're doing it in a big way.
Over in Huntington Bay, people.
It's Oyster Bay.
Oyster Bay. Yes.
It's right on the water in Cold Spring in Oyster Bay Cove.
Yes.
Beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful night.
So beautiful.
So if anybody wants to get tickets for that or inquire about them, you can go on the Cold Spring Harbor Lab website.
Oh, Cold Spring Harbor Labs.
Yeah, okay. Cold Spring Harbor Lab.
Yeah, that'd be great. So any of you that have a lot of money that you're looking to get rid of. And then August 22nd, which is 2 days after my birthday, Conner Prairie in Fisher, Indiana.
Yeah, that's
that southern Indiana? Is that down by
Fisher Island? I don't know.
Fisher, Indiana.
I don't know. But that's going to be. They're expecting, I think, like 9,000 people to that show. It's like a big. It's beautiful. It's this big, vast prairie, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. I think they have a lot of country. Nice. My family is all in Ohio.
Oh, okay. All right.
And Indiana. I grew up there. The other side of my family is all in Indiana. So that's why I was looking at that, and I forgot to look up when it was because I wanted to see. And I'm gonna really talk to them about it, and we're going. I'm taking her to Ohio with me in June.
Cool. Yeah.
So we're gonna do that, and but oh my gosh, we so thank you for being here. I am thrilled,
really
thrilled to have met you.
Oh, my pleasure.
And
my pleasure.
we just thank you for doing what you're doing and being really bringing joy to so many people.
Well, and keeping his music alive because it's worth it. He's worth it.
Yeah.
And you're very talented.
Yeah.
You really are.
You truly are.
I mean,
you truly are.
I
the
hope
best
you get
meal.
to go all over the country.
Yes.
I hope more people
spread the love.
Yeah. Really, because you really are good at what you do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
We talk. I talk about them all the time. Do I not?
Oh, I know.
I talk about.
Oh, it was a great show.
You're not going to believe where we went, and then because I had to talk about it. So we're gonna do whatever we can to try to help you because we love what you're doing, and I'm gonna work on that Radio
Thank you.
City.
By the way, one thing I want to tell you, I love vanilla pudding. I just want
you do.
It's been bothering me since I heard that. You don't like vanilla pudding.
No, I'm not a vanilla pudding. Ernie loves vanilla
It's my
pudding.
favorite thing.
Your vanilla
pudding
pudding is your favorite thing?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
See? All right. Well, you're vanilla. You and Linda and Ernie could be vanilla.
I had to get that out.
I'm going to be butterscotch.
All right, go ahead. Go for it. Well, thank you again. We got to go.
All right.
Thank
Bye,
you so
everybody.
much. Check him out.
It was a great show.
Wonderful.